Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Housekeepers podcast. Dare I say, the cleanest hour in podcasting. I am so excited to be catching up once again with the great, the wonderful, the insane Casey Evertsen. How you doing, Casey?
I'm good.
That's a
Good
hell
to
of an
see you
intro.
again. That's great. I love it. My favorite one yet.
Insane. That's not a terrible intro. No, he is the founder, the CEO, dare I say, the poobah of Bind Blasters Cleaners over there in Utah. Are you still in where's that, Spanish Fork? Is that
Spanish
right?
Fork. That's where we're based. Yep. We have locations all over Utah and we're growing everywhere else. So, yep. Utah's our home.
Bin Blasters. So it's been a while since we connected. Actually, I think you were really early on in the podcast. I just found you. You had just started doing TikToks and you were just like all over TikTok. And I remember reaching out to you. I was just so happy to see someone that was just loving life, man. You just bring it. It's so great.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Especially in the cleaning industry. You know, there's not a lot of people who are out there who are smiling day in and day out in the cleaning industry. And so every time I see somebody who is just super excited and happy, I was like, yes, we talk to that cat. Yeah.
Cool. Happy to.
And that's how we first met. That's how we first connected. It's how we first got you on the podcast. Yep. Gosh, it had to be a year ago now.
Well, how many have you done since then?
I don't know. A lot.
So many. That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. I like it. You know, it's a lot of fun for me. But tell me about you. So first, in case people haven't listened to your story, just give us a quick recap on how you even came up with the idea of a job by cleaning garbage cans. Like, who the heck thinks of this?
Sure. Well, there's garbage cans everywhere. They all stink. Nobody wants to clean them. It's really hard to clean them too. You're using cold water from a hose, maybe dumping some bleach in there. Then how you gonna scrub? You're gonna use a broom. Do you have a long-handled brush? Probably not. Then you got to figure out how you're gonna scrub the inside of your garbage can. Then when you're done, you're going to dump it on your driveway or your front lawn. Then everything that was in the garbage can is now on your driveway or your front lawn. So it's such a pain cleaning your own garbage can, right? What if there was a machine that could lift it up and spray it out with hot water and catch all the dirty water? That would be amazing. Well, those machines exist now. And when I first had the idea, 6-7 years ago, there were no machines. So I just put it out of my head. And then when I realized that I wasn't crazy and that other people wanted to do this too, and there were people building equipment, I jumped in full force, knowing that I could take my marketing background and make it a go. And our original plans were, hey, let's just grow within Utah. We'll have 50 trucks in Utah. And we'll own the whole market. And I started making TikToks. And then I started realizing, wow, people really want to be in this industry. There's a lot of people curious. You get so used to it when you're in something, doing it every day. But from someone from the outside, when they see, wow, it's recurring revenue. There's garbage cans everywhere. The truck's doing most of the work. This could be done with 1 or 2 people and run this entire business. Yeah, so people are getting why this is such an amazing business, and they're curious. They're flocking to buy equipment. But the problem is there's not a lot of training for those guys buying equipment. The people they're buying the trucks and trailers from are the ones telling them how great it's going to be. Little conflict of interest there, right? When the person trying to sell you something very expensive is telling you it's going to be great. And I actually just talked with another guy who's from the car wash world. He goes, it's exactly the same thing in car washes. The only people teaching us about car washes are the people selling us equipment. So they're telling us it's going to be great. Well, I wanted to try and solve that problem. So realizing how many people were out there needing that help and support, we decided to become a franchisor so we can give them those systems and processes. So it's a lot easier to get started and they're not investing in this expensive equipment and then wondering what to do, because that's what's happening. And a lot of guys go out of business within 12 months because they overbought on equipment. They didn't have a single customer. They don't know how to get customers from online. So we wanted to solve a lot of those problems for people with a growing brand that people are recognizing, training, support, systems. And I mean, just an example, one of our Utah locations, they just added 30 new customers the past 2 days from some of the marketing we're doing for them. Yeah. 30 new customers and they keep popping up. We're doing something with the neighborhood. So That's not easy to do 3 months into business if you're a brand new bin cleaner to get 30 brand new customers in a couple days.
Certainly not. Certainly
But when
not.
you have a name and a brand and you've tried a lot of the stuff that doesn't work, it's a lot easier to understand what does work. So yeah, we're providing a really good platform for people to come on board.
I love it. Just remind me, like, how did I'm just curious, like, what were you doing, right? Because I remember that you were saying that you kind of had the idea, and you just kind of went over it as well. Like, you had the idea years before you ever did anything with it,
Yeah.
right? So, what were you do? What is your background? Like, it's not engineering, which is what I
No,
initially thought. I was like, oh, you
no,
must be an
man.
engineer who designed these trucks.
I am full on a creative entrepreneur mindset, right? You give me math and spreadsheets and data, my brain shuts off. Not interested. But give me a business to build, give me an idea, and I can instantly start thinking of, oh, here's how we could promote it. Here's what I see happening. Here's how we could get out in 10 years. That's where my brain immediately goes. I'll let someone else figure out the other stuff. So I've always been in either a creative or a sales role. But I've always thrived and loved being able to just take an idea and grow it into a business. For me, it seems normal, but for a lot of people, they can also do the same thing. But for a lot of people, they just can't. They can't take an idea and build a business out of it. They could run it really well if they were told what to do. But luckily, that's where my strengths lie, is just the entrepreneur drive and the ideas and just, yeah. So that's what I've always been doing.
Do you
And
have like do you have like a like, I know you said you have a marketing background, but do you have like do you have any type of what am I thinking of? What's the word? Like, it's engineering, but for artists. Like, how did you learn how to put brochures together, and how did you learn how to put door knockers together or door tags, and where do you even? I mean,
that comes
in my
in
I was just gonna
lady on
say, I
lady.
just imagine you're like a big collector, like, of all the
My
marketing material. And you're just like, oh, that's like a good idea. Oh, that seems like a good idea.
No, man, my wife is an amazing graphic designer. So
Graphic designer. That's what I was thinking of.
before I met my wife, I worked for a big manufacturer and I was running a product line. And instead of waiting on these designers who were like, "Oh, I'll get you something in a week," I'm like, I can't take a week. I need this right now. So I said, get me the software. And they luckily gave me the software I needed. And I taught myself how to do Adobe Illustrator so I could create those marketing materials I needed now and get them out instead of waiting for a designer to go down their list of projects. So I was always just get in, I'll figure it out. And I was able to figure it out enough to be dangerous. But when I met my wife and told me she was a graphic designer and she showed me, I was like, holy, do you realize what we could do together? Like, this is the perfect match. Like, all I have are ideas and I need to put them on paper. So she was very patient with me. And we spent the first 5-6 years of our marriage just dug in on business ideas and creating stuff, getting burnt out on this. And then we jumped to this. And with Bin Blasters, when I went to her, I said, here's what we're going to do. She goes, keep me out of it. I don't want to be involved. She's like, we've done this enough. And now she works for us full time. She quit her tech job months ago. So now she works through the wall in another bedroom, and I work in this one. And she quickly changed her tune when she saw what was happening with the company and how big we were getting and what was going on. So now
It's
she works for
fairly
me.
new. Like, when did you start this?
uh, End of 2019, just before COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our third season. So we have sold off our service areas to a Utah franchisee, and there's another Utah franchisee. So now I just support them. And then we have Illinois that's getting up and running. We got a guy in Vegas getting up and running. A guy in Arizona starting soon. We got a guy from California coming this weekend. We talk to a lot of people, but we work with people directly all day, a lot. And we have to really want these people on board. So we're kind of selective on who we bring on because there's a lot of support we offer. So a lot of personality there, and we got to make sure that they're bringing something to the table, not just take. Like what it's your background in, So that's who we look for in our franchisees, people like that, so we can spend our time working with great people. Because it's a lot
Yeah,
that
I
we
think it's
do
pretty
for them.
amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder, you just used the word season.
Mm-hmm.
You're in your third season. Is
Uh-huh.
this seasonal?
In Utah, it is. We clean
Yeah.
year round, but the garbage cans really smell in the summer because that's when it's hot. The
Sure.
bacteria is making everything break down. It smells. So in the
Mhm.
winter, we still go out because we keep our truck inside. We still do our routes, but the signups slow down. We don't spend a ton on marketing in the winter, but we still keep busy and we keep things going. And different states will sell into, they'll have a much longer season, like in Arizona. They'll be
Or
able to go year
Vegas.
round. In Vegas,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
problem. It will
Yeah.
slow down a little in the winter, but no, we don't have to worry about keeping the truck warm. It's not going to freeze overnight. So we love working with the warm weather areas.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so super impressive. I just love the whole, first of all, being an entrepreneur myself, I just so value and appreciate hustle. Just like, let
Yeah.
me try it. Let me try it. Well,
You
what's
just
it
got to
gonna
do
hurt?
it,
It's gonna,
man.
let me just do it. I worked for a radio station when I was just out of college, and we were the same way. Like anytime you wanted to make any changes, like graphic art changes, you had to send it to somebody, and they would like
Right.
take 2, 3, 4 days a week, and like it was always very infuriating
Yeah.
because you couldn't just on the spot do anything. And
It's so difficult to try and go when you got to wait on somebody.
yeah, it
And you
truly
got to
is.
find that team or those people to work with you that go like you do, or it'll quickly go off the rails. My personality is such where I don't like waiting on those things. And if I have an idea, I want to get it out. Man, you make me wait 2 days. That's not good. I'm not happy about that. I'm going to complain, or it's going to, idea's over, on to the next one. But
I was gonna say the idea is dead after 2 days, and or so changed so often it's not even the same idea anymore.
that's it, man. It won't even be the same in 2 days. So I better get it out now while it's fresh, or it'll change. If I could implement a fraction of the ideas that come to me at night, I just got to just log them away.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just kind of gotta go like what's the one thing that's gonna make the biggest difference, right? Because otherwise you can get inundated with
Oh yeah.
startups. Start. You
So
gotta
many
see
ideas.
something through.
And I recently brought on a friend of mine named McKay who started the same business I started right around the same time, but in Boise. And he's young. He was 22, bought a bin cleaning truck. And we've just been kind of communicating the past couple of years. We were going to start a coaching program together because a lot of people call him as well, because he's got a very successful bin cleaning business as well. And we were going to start a coaching program together. But I said, hey, just come on, help me run this thing. I can't do it all. I can't do every sales call. I can't do all the support. We've got some people on board. So now we brought on another partner that's done what I've done, but he's taken it 10 steps above what I've done. I focused heavily on marketing and branding. He focused heavily on adding other services for his accounts. So you've got this pool of bin cleaning customers that loves and trusts him. Well, do you guys need your windows cleaned? Do you need your gutters cleaned? Do you need Christmas lights this year? So he's built out teams in all these other areas. So he's not out doing that work, but he's put those teams in place. So his bin cleaning truck is working 24 hours a day, bin cleaning and pressure washing at night. And then he's got crews out doing window cleaning. So now we're taking that knowledge and my branding knowledge, and we're building something really awesome that we can show our franchisees here. We're going to start with bin cleaning, but eventually you're going to be doing these other services because there's so much revenue you could generate, and the customers will pay for it. They need these other services done. They'd rather pay one company instead of five. So that's an exciting thing too. We're working on is bringing on really smart people that are good at things that I'm not good at.
I love
And
that. There's this great
yeah,
story about Gillette, the razor company. Gillette. They
yeah,
make pens and Bic
yeah.
lighters, or I guess that's Bic, whatever they make. Anyway, maybe it was Bic, not Gillette. Actually, maybe it was Bic. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it was Bic because Bic was known for stationery. They made pens forever and ever and ever. They made pens, and at some point they were having a real big downturn in their sale of their stationery products,
Hmm.
and so they brought a consultant in. And after the consultant spent some time with them, they came back and they said, "You're defining yourself as being in the stationery business, in the pen business, but I would invite you to consider that you're probably more likely to be in the small disposable plastics business. And if
Hmm.
you could pre-frame what your business is, you could have a lot more expansion. And now there's Bic razors, Bic pens, there's Bic everything, right? There's
Wow.
Bic lighters. All of this stuff came from this consultant reframing their business. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is because you said this guy started with bin blasters or washing cans and then decided to go to windows and then pressure washing. I'm like, wait a minute, you're bringing water. And so if you're already hauling water, there's so many things you can do with water.
Yeah.
To your point, pressure washing, window washing, all of these things, you're already bringing the water. And you have the ability to heat the water. So now it's heated water. So you can, actually deep clean with heat water. What a smart guy.
Well, it's a lot of people in the industry will try and add on other services, but it takes them away from bin cleaning. And so they're this entrepreneur that can't focus on one thing. They've got too many things going and then the bin cleaning suffers. Well, the bin cleaning can generate so much revenue. And that customer could go from a $150 a year customer to $1,000 a year customer, because if they'll pay to get their garbage cans clean, it's very likely they're going to pay for other services, right? That they just don't want to do. So, it's the perfect way to grow into multiple services by building this customer base that trusts us because we show up every month. Our billing is done correctly. We never let them down. So of course they're going to hire us for those other things they need done. Why mess with another bid from another company? Just let bin blasters handle these other things. So that's a fun, exciting thing that's coming and that we're working on. And right now it's just bringing people in, the right people, and getting them started. We're building our own equipment. We're still buying equipment from the original person that built it for us, but they're so backed up from all these people that are jumping into the industry. We just got to start building our own. So we're doing that, and we're just keeping up. Man. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's super great. I kind of feel like I sometimes fall into that trying to do too much. Like everything is a business opportunity,
Yeah.
Every nail deserves a hammer. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, this is going to sound silly, but I remember the first time I got a shredder. There wasn't a paper.
I could shred everything.
That was safe when I got a shredder. Like,
that's funny.
I'm just that personality,
You're exactly in line, because once you see how easy it is to make money and you see the opportunity, it's hard to not do those things. And then you see half these people on TikTok and all the side hustles they've got. And it's like, I have to stop myself from ordering bathroom trailers every week, because those bathroom trailers rent out like crazy. I'm like, I could, but I'm like, hold on, don't do it. If I didn't have man, there's so much stuff I would order. I have 10 businesses going right now if I could, but they would all suffer. So I just focus on this. And I know that someday I'll do whatever else I want to do. But it's true, man. You see an opportunity, it's tough to not do it.
It's really, I know, and it's truly for those of us who have the entrepreneurial mind, when you just, it's kind of like, it's really just that thing. Like, I don't know, what is it? Like you've heard some spiritual things, like when you see the truth, you see it in all things. I feel the same way about business. When you understand business, you see it everywhere. I never see a hot dog cart without thinking, how much revenue could he possibly be making? He should have 4 of them. Or if I go into a restaurant, I immediately start counting staff. Why do they have 7 people here? 3 aren't even doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just in that mindset.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere I go.
Every time I go into Jersey Mike's and there's 10 employees behind the counter. Why do they have 10 people back here making subs? There's so many employees at Jersey Mike. But you're right. Everywhere you go, you're thinking, how does this place make money?
Yeah. And Jersey Mike makes a mean sub, though.
They do, man. They're great. I just wonder, they have so many people. But I'm the same way, man. Everywhere you go, you're seeing it. And it's hard to not jump in.
It is hard to not jump in. And especially when, for me, it's always about efficiency. So it's not like I want to come in and go, high five, how you, everybody's doing great. I'm always like, we could do this better. Let's round up some brain power here.
The guy coming on Friday is a Jimmy John's franchisee. He's got 2 of them over in California. He started when he was 19. Randomly met a guy in front of a liquor store he was looking at buying. The guy was sitting out front and he goes, don't buy this. He goes, talk to me for a minute. And then he goes, come with me. He took him over to his Jimmy John's. He goes, are you interested? And he literally got this kid at 19 years old. He saw that he was clearly looking for a business and said, I got a better one for you. And bought his first one. And then within a couple of years, the guy sold him his second one. He has the top performing Jimmy John's franchise in the whole country. in Clovis, California. And this kid's 25, great kid. And he's so excited to come on board because he's done that for 6 years. You know, he's like, I'm ready for this can go. I'm ready to build something for my dad. So that's exactly the kind of guy we'd want on. He's ready for something else because he's put in 6 years into this. He knows how to succeed with this. Now let's do something else. And I love that he's waited that long. But his dad's going to kind of run this. He's going to run it with his dad. But I love guys like that. He's got the top store in the country for Jimmy John's. That's a huge deal. And he wants to come on board with us. I would welcome someone like that.
Yeah. You know what's so great about that story is so repeatable. There are so many great people that are just, man, give them one sliver of opportunity and they will create the largest thing with it. You know, the only problem is the trouble with what I just said is that you don't hear from them. You hear from the noisy people who are claiming, you know, that there's not enough equity and opportunity. And it's like, what are you talking about? There's
Yep. It's true.
I know that when you walk outside, it doesn't look like the streets are paved with gold, but they are. They are.
Yeah.
Once you understand,
it's so true, man.
It and everything.
Yep. It couldn't be truer. And I can't imagine the people you've talked with. And I've been seeing Airbnb cleaners popping up on TikTok. And every time we travel, I'm like, what a great business. Cleaning Airbnbs. Yes, it's a time crunch because you're in this every day is around the same time you have to get these things done. But if you have crews out there, this one girl was showing all the food she gets. I was blown away how much food she's able to get from these Airbnbs that just get left over. But this girl works by herself, kills it cleaning Airbnbs. You know,
I had a woman in from Texas on the show recently, and she only does clean Airbnbs, and she's at the stage where I don't want to talk out of school because I don't know that she's quite done it yet, but I think she's at the stage where she's about to start owning property to rent Airbnbs. That's how good her Airbnb her process is because she finds somebody who has an Airbnb, and instead of going, call me when you need it, she goes, no, let's sync schedules. Yeah. So every time you get somebody staring at your Airbnb, I'm notified. I'll go in. You don't have to worry about a thing. I mean, great. The entrepreneurship,
it's out there, man.
You know, it's in the ethos. It's in the water stream. It's everywhere. It's so awesome.
And I just love that it's the people doing so well are the ones doing the stuff that nobody else wants to do. I just love it. You know, all the home services, all the cleaning. People don't realize how much home cleaning companies make. $200 to $400 a job. They're doing every day. That's a normal $200 to $400, you know, and a couple people.
I say it all the time. Cleaning industry, 7th largest industry in the world. It's not anything to be shamed. I mean, it's a billion dollar company industry. It's everywhere. I have people on the show all the time who are just like you, just have an idea and a squeegee. You know, I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've met who legit went down to the hardware store and for $5 bought a squeegee, a bag of rags, and a bucket. And now they own $1 million cleaning company. I mean, that's legit. That's all it takes. It's just the ability to knock on a door, to provide a service, to be good at it, to be dependable, like you're saying. And before you know it, people are like, why don't you clean the inside for me? Why, do you have a vacuum in that truck? Because you can run it in here. You know, how many cleaning companies now are full-blown construction companies because they were cleaning and they noticed a loose railing or they noticed something broken and they said to their client, we can fix that for you. You can. All of a sudden, they're doing full remodels.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that. The handyman, the cleaning / handyman combo. Oh, my gosh.
I had a guy on the show whose dad only cleaned windows and only residential.
Yeah.
That's it. So just imagine clean windows inside and out, only residential, put 3 kids through college, bought a house. That was his job. Yeah. It was enough work for him.
Yeah.
Cleaning windows.
That and cleaning houses has got to be one of the cheapest ways to start. I mean, cleaning supplies in a bucket
low entry barrier.
Yeah.
House cleaning And I know that know that I've done a ton of house cleaning, so I know that we run into problems. But I am big on, if you get a housekeeping contract, I don't buy anything. I'm not buying a vacuum. I'm not buying cleaning chemicals. I'm not buying a rag, a mop, a broom. I'm using yours. So now think about it like this. Now I have zero costs. Like I'm rolling in
I'm
with
just showing
zero
up.
cost. I'm just showing them like,
Jeez.
hey, do you need your house cleaned? Because most of the time, I know we're not here to talk about house cleaning, but most of the time when you're knocking on somebody's door and asking them if they need their house cleaned, the people you don't want to deal, the people who are your worst customers are singles because they clean it themselves. But you get somebody with a teenager, now you're competing against a teenager. Listen, you get to argue with them or hire an agent, right? Like,
Yeah, that's good. No kidding.
it's got to be, that's why I love your business so much, because I would have never even considered that there'd be somebody out there willing to clean my garbage can, including me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to clean my own garbage can.
Yeah.
It's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah.
And the
And the
idea that
truck,
somebody will come along and do it for me,
that's it. The equipment, it does 90% of the work. We stand there in our truck, we have buttons, we push buttons. And then when it's done, we spray the outside. I mean, power washing's fun. And so you're essentially, all you're really having to do is power wash a garbage can on the rim and the lip and the lid. The machine's doing the really gross stuff. At the end of the day, you scoop it all out into a garbage can. It's really not a dirty job. It's monotonous, but the busier you are, great. You got 50 stops a day. That's awesome. That's a great day. But there's no other service out there that could do 50 stops a day with one guy. You can't clean 50 houses. You can't mow 50 yards. You can't do 50 window jobs. You can't do 50 electrical. There's nothing you can do 50 of. And we do that all the time. It's a great business. We can go out all day with one guy and a customer service person back at home base. And that guy could go do 50 stops a day, no problem. And if we have a dense route, it could be in one neighborhood, couple hours, 50 stops. And that's why it's such a good business. And people are jumping into restaurants and these other franchises. And like, man, you got to build a building. You got to hire 15 to 20 staff for opening night. Hope they show up every day. Cleaning industry, yours and mine. It's great. Couple people, just get out there and get it done. Show up. All you got to do is show up. Just keep showing up.
The life of an entrepreneur.
I know there's no inventory that goes bad. Nothing to keep cold. No freezers that are going to go out and ruin all your inventory, your product. It's the best business ever, man. I love it.
It's so true. I didn't think of that. For your business, there really isn't any. Yeah.
As long as you keep your equipment going and your driver shows up, the customers aren't going to tell you to not come. They want their garbage cans cleaned. They don't quit. They love it so much. Unless they have a financial thing or they're moving, we don't get cancellations, because who's going to go back to a dirty garbage can? Even the people that do it one time, they assume, well, I've had it for 10 years. It's been fine till then. Then they pay to get it cleaned, and then they're noticing it that much faster. They're looking in there, oh man, it's kind of dirty again. Geez, I didn't even think about that. Then they hop on our monthly or quarterly plan because they like it. It's nice having a clean garbage can. It feels good. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I like set it and forget it too. I like delivery. I like home deliveries. Like just, it showed up again. Oh, it was done again. I like not having to think about it.
Yeah. And they don't have to think about their garbage can because they know we're coming in a month. So yeah, we do show up and it's like, wow, this garbage can got destroyed. But it's like, that's the point. They knew we were coming back. Throw whatever in there, kids. It doesn't matter. They'll be here in 2 weeks. It'll be fresh again. And
how often? That's a good question. How often do you come?
Monthly, quarterly, or we'll just do one time. It's pretty much half and half for us. Our customer base is split right down the middle with quarterly and monthly. We push quarterlies a lot because a lot of times we'll show up at a monthly house and it's not even dirty, but we're cleaning it and we'll gladly clean it. It takes us 2 seconds to clean that garbage can. So we tell people, hey, this is our most popular plan. You'll probably need it every 3 months. It's only like $10 more than the monthly. But it's perfect timing. They get it cleaned a couple times in the summer. It's pretty much a seasonal clean. Every season they get the garbage can freshened up. And they love it.
That's really, really great.
Yeah.
That's really great. And, I think we talked about it a little bit before because I work in long-term care. I've been working in long-term care at this point nearly my whole life, at least half my life at this point. But we have in long-term care, did we talk about long-term care at all?
You did, and how the nursing homes and hospitals.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, talk about garbage cans getting nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, that could almost be a weekly thing. I mean, it's
It
because there's
should.
a lot of food, a lot of, you know,
Bad stuff, a lot of
and
waste.
to your point, when you started this call, I mean, how do you clean a can? Do you use a broom, a brush? Like where do you dump it? I'm telling you, if you haven't attempted to knock on healthcare doors, hospitals, nursing homes, we're talking about those bins, the 55-gallon drums, the same things you're doing in residential. Oh man, I think that is just.
No, it's one of the things we talk with our people about. Like, this is, we focus on the residential first, and then when they start, hey, where else could we go? It's like, all right, go to hospitals, nursing homes, because they can't have. You could live in places. One down the street from us, every resident has their own garbage can, so there's no way maintenance is out there cleaning 20 garbage. That'd take them all day, So they can't. They just never get cleaned.
Yeah.
So it's a great market.
Yeah. And I'm just suggesting that from a commercial point of view, there's a huge commercial audience as well as, I'm sure you already know, as well as the residential, and it may be like if you started cleaning garbage cans in the nursing homes I'm familiar with, they would need you more than quarterly.
Yeah, I bet they would.
No,
my local guy, we were just talking about it last week, and so he got his wheels turning. Like, oh, that's right. It's just funny in this industry. It's never ending because restaurants, every business, nursing home, and then every home, and so we're literally just bombarded with opportunity, and it just takes the time of, all right, we've got to just dedicate a person to go out and find that.
That's right.
It's a great spot to be in. There's a never-ending supply of dirty garbage cans. We just got to focus on whose. And houses are so nice because we can just hit a whole neighborhood. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's true.
Full price. We can charge full price. We don't have to do a discounted rate. But a lot of guys will go out to a garbage can yard where they bring the bins back, and there's like hundreds or thousands of bins. They'll say, hey, clean them, all of them. And they'll spend every day just at a garbage can yard cleaning bins all day. Maybe a couple hundred, 300-400 a day.
Yeah, forgive me. And what is a garbage can yard?
Like waste management. Whenever somebody moves and they bring the garbage cans back.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's just oceans of garbage cans waiting to go back out somewhere. Some of the waste haulers value having those clean. Some of them could care less, and they just drop off a dirty garbage can. Or they've got a high schooler there with a pressure washer spraying those out all day, getting covered in gunk. So we can show up and either supply them, or I'm going to start talking with a lot of them about making them a stationary piece of equipment that they can clean their garbage cans, put it in place with a forklift.
Oh.
That's what your guy can use. It's much quicker, much less dirty for your employee.
Now all of a sudden you're the engineer, right? So now we're coming full circle.
Yeah. Since we're working on our own equipment, we could build a stationary
in healthcare, we have something called a hub scrub.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of that? A hub scrub? So a hub scrub is like, imagine a dishwasher. It's just like a dishwasher, except it's big enough for a wheelchair. And you roll the wheelchair in, you pack it full of medical equipment. We'll put IV poles in there, toilet extensions, all this, and then turn on the dishwasher, and it cleans just like a dishwasher does. It has two rotating racks on the top and the bottom, and it pressure washes, and it disinfects and heat and the whole 9 yards. It's called a hub scrub.
I have something we'll discuss off this that I think you would be, something just came across my brain.
This is Housekeepers Podcast. I'm going to work for Casey Evertsen. If you need me, I'll be in Utah.
That's the end of this episode.
All right,
that's it. Funny, man.
And Steve, no, that's fun. Because there's a while ago, and like we were talking about before, I have trouble sometimes not exploring every business opportunity idea that comes in my head. There's a guy out of Massachusetts that has a hub scrub mobile. So he has it on the back of a truck, and it's on wheels, and he has the last thing I knew, he had 40 or 50 accounts. These are nursing home accounts. And once a month, he goes around to each one of these nursing homes, 2 or 3 a night, and he cleans all their wheelchairs.
Oh, at
He
night
rolls
when they're all
up.
sleeping, they just bring them all out
Yeah.
for him.
Yep. He doesn't bring anything with him, by the way. He does. He has soap that he uses and, with disinfectant, but he doesn't bring water. He uses their water. He's like, here's my hose. Where do I plug it in? Right? He just plugs in his hose, rolls out the hub scrub. Their maintenance team is usually there, one guy, two guys, and they just hand them they just boom, one after another, just rolling in the wheelchair, start it up, 5-minute cycle, out, 5-minute cycle, out. Couple hours, did 100 wheelchairs,
Cleans the whole wheelchair, seat,
was
wheels,
everything.
everything.
Yeah. So, yep, the whole thing. Yep.
That's exactly what this
exactly. And sometimes
amazing.
sometimes he'll pre-scrub some, you ever go to a car wash and they pre-scrub the front of your car because of the bug guard and all that. So sometimes you have to pre-scrub a little bit, but pre-scrub, throw a little pre-soap on there, throw it in, totally fine. Yeah.
Wow.
Cleans and disinfects wheelchairs. Hub scrub.
Great idea.
Yeah, just saves your life.
That's great. I love that thing. Wheelchair cleaner. Didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
But I'm sure they get dirty. Everyone's, they're
of
going
course,
to the bathroom in the wheelchair.
Wheelchair cleaning in nursing homes is the bane of everyone's existence.
I bet.
Everyone. It is such a challenge. If you can figure out how to get a wheelchair attached to your bin blaster, I'm telling you, you're on to something.
Wow.
You're on to something.
Awesome.
Because people hate cleaning wheelchairs. There's never a good time to do it. It's messy. It's wet. You have to be done at night. You can't do it during the day, generally speaking, because residents are in the wheelchair during the day. Wow. I mean, there's and so you can buy hub scrubs. There's a place that you can buy hub scrubs. You can buy used hub scrubs, new hub scrubs. People are selling them all the time. And the only person I know of that is doing a really good job, as a business with hub scrubs is this guy in Massachusetts. It doesn't mean he's the only guy. He's the only guy I know of,
Yeah.
But when I was looking at the business, and the hub scrub company was out of New Hampshire, I think. And I was looking into it pretty good. But I had it all backwards because I was thinking I'd bring the water, I'd haul the water in, I'd haul the water out, where's all this going to go, that going to go? And then I talked to him and he's like, no, you don't bring any water. You plug into their water. If they don't have hot water, guess what? It's cold water cleaning tonight.
Wow. Very cool, Ralph. I love that idea.
Yeah.
See, it's stuff like this, man. All I ever talk about is garbage cans. You start talking to other people, and there's so much more opportunity out there. You didn't even realize.
I had a guy on the show who cleans up dog poop. Like he goes to your yard and cleans up dog poop. And then I recently ran into him again, and what a great business he has. Like it's the same kind of thing where you just monthly, he just every month goes to your house and he knows where your dog goes to the bathroom. Like it's not like he has to walk around your yard. He just knows where your dog goes. Like it's easy to find out. Your dogs are pretty the same. Our dog's we put our dog on a leash, so we know exactly where he goes. Wherever that circle leads. And he just recently expanded to goose poop instead of dog poop, to goose. And the reason why that's an important thing is because he's already picking up poop, animal poop, and goose poop. All of a sudden, we're talking about golf courses, city parks, right? Public areas where there's all kinds of goose problems because of this. It just expands his business. He's doing the same thing he was doing before. It's just a different animal.
Yeah. Literally a different animal. Wow. Good for him, man.
Housekeepers.
There's a big company here that's doing it. Wow, that's great.
The company near you doing dog cleanup?
Yeah. Poop Scoop Utah. They do a great job. That's all they do. They get little cars rolling around.
Yeah. Poop Scoop Utah. What a great name. Say that 8 times fast.
Yeah, that's a good one. They cover a big area. I'm not sure how they do it because they cover all of Utah. The logistics, I'm not sure, but those are weekly stops. It'd be a lot of logistics keeping those weekly stops up. But if they figure it out, it's good. It's a great business. Zero startup cost. You can get a pickup kit on Amazon for $30 with a broom and a scooper thing. You're in business for $30. It's so minimal. You can go door to door and get customers. Yep.
That's the great thing about this business. Again, is just I think the only any type of service industry like this is super easy to get into.
Home services are great. I love them so much.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to help guys do, because there's so many guys that work inside and they're seeing it, but they don't know what to do outside. What do they want to be doing? What are they interested in every day, all day doing? They don't want to become an electrician. That's years and years, or a plumber. So it's like, you got to do a home service that doesn't require some special certification. Man, there's tons of them. Our partner McKay will do over 500 grand in Christmas lights this year in 3 months. And those all came from his bin cleaning customers.
You mean hanging Christmas lights?
Hanging Christmas lights, man.
God damn.
Great business. And all those people that don't want to do it, sure, of course. And then he pulls them down the end of the year. He's got a warehouse full of Rubbermaid totes with the house numbers on them, wrapped up in plastic. Next year, he'll show up to the house and it's already tagged. Put this end right here. The person just goes, it's already cut and measured. Great. I mean, those Christmas light guys do so well. It's a lot of logistics, a lot of time. You are going from September into Christmas, but you will make a lot of money doing Christmas.
I gotta tell you that I hate it so much that I put Christmas lights up on my house once and never took them down.
They still there?
Still there.
Do they turn on every year?
Podcast. Of course.
That's awesome.
No, they do, because they're not the type that if you lose a bulb, they still go up. So there's it looks like it's got a couple of broken teeth, like it's been through a battle, it's seen some tough times,
Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
I wouldn't have even known that was a business if you didn't just say it.
Oh, buddy. A lot of landscapers do it in the winter because it makes sense. They already have the customers. Yeah. So the smart landscapers will have their Christmas light crew. And then as soon as the summer's over, they just switch and they start hanging lights. You can start hanging lights whenever you want, really. It doesn't matter when they're up. But, September, October, they get started. But that's the kind of thing we're working on, is like, hey, I've got someone who now that has built all these other services out. It's not me doing it in theory. He's done it. Come on to the company so we can then teach others how to do it correctly and how to grow that side of their business and turn a bin cleaning customer into five new services, because they trust us. It's just built on showing up and doing a good job.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Like what is the big goal right now with the franchisees? What does your ideal person look like? How do people even get a hold of you if they're interested in learning? Yeah. I know that are you still doing, I've deleted TikTok.
Smart man. It's addicting.
I had to delete, full disclosure. Maybe I'm an addictive personality. I had to delete everything from my phone. First of all, I can't be trusted with Twitter, TikTok,
that's funny,
Instagram, YouTube. I cannot be trusted. I'll fall down a YouTube rabbit hole. It'll be like, all of a sudden it's Thursday. I'm like, where the hell did Tuesday and Wednesday go? Like, I'm that guy, I can't be trusted.
Yep. No kidding.
So are you still
started
active?
Watching. Oh, I'm on there. It's okay. You can't stop, man. It's all I do is you're trying to come up with more ideas and more content, but it's so fun because people love learn about garbage cans. We went to the Waste Expo in Vegas, blew people's minds. There's a Waste Expo. Of course there is. Garbage is enormous. So yeah, our TikTok profile, the easiest way, right there in the bio. Click on it. There's going to be a button in our link tree. Our website, binblasters.com. There's a tab for franchising. We are looking for those people that have either run a business before or always wanted to run a business. They understand the how interesting this industry is and how valuable the recurring revenue providing a home service is. You need to be able to take direction. But if you have something to offer, great. We're listening. We don't know it all. We've just built a brand that's recognizable and we're going to grow it. The people we have brought on so far are all very intelligent, very successful in what they've done prior. So it's nice having those other things, those ideas coming at us. Our goal is to just build a network of talented, successful franchisees that are getting the support they were expected from us. We're building our processes and systems out so we can just plug them into our customer service. There you go. Customer service is handled. Digital marketing handled. We're doing it for you. Just go out there and take care of the customers. I don't want someone to have to go through what I went through the past 2 years. I worked my butt off doing every single aspect of this business, and it grew slowly because of it. I want to take those things off their hands so they can just clean and work on their business, not in it. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're just building a network of great franchisees that don't want to start on their own and possibly fail in a year. We have a financial responsibility for them not to fail, where a truck manufacturer, doesn't matter if they fail. They're going to buy their truck back or they're going to sell it to somebody else.
So
So
is part of your program where you're marketing and actually getting them clients and or
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. As if I think of what I would expect, right? If I was going to pay someone a $40,000 franchise fee, what am I getting for that? What's coming out of it? Well, you're getting the biggest brand in bin cleaning. We're recognizable. We have the largest platform of any bin cleaner out there. My partner has grown the largest bin cleaning and exterior services business. So we have two leaders that have done what nobody else in our industry has done, and we work together now. So we have an amazing leadership team. Another part of a guy on our team is a crumble franchisee. So he's got a couple of crumbles in Texas. He worked for a very large Jimmy John's franchisee. So he's been in the franchising world for a very long time. My wife is an amazing designer, really into tech. So we have the tech side kind of handled. And my other partner, Steve, is a serial entrepreneur, has been very successful in things he's done. So we have a team of entrepreneurs that have succeeded in what we've done. So we can then guide someone on here's the fastest way to get you started. So instead of you having to figure out all this checklist of items, it's done. We handled it for you. Your trailer's going to show up in a month. And in between that time, we're going to teach you how to canvas correctly, how to attract a customer, how to knock on doors, what to say, how to take your rig out when you get it and just go out and clean bins for free. Here's the best way to do it and to get reviews from people. We're just showing them how to grow a bin cleaning business instead of them having to figure it out for the next 2 years. And they will likely fail if they try it on their own. It's a lot of work. We can take that workload and cut it in half so they can just focus on the fun part. We'll handle their marketing, their customer service, the branding, all that stuff that takes time to build. We've already done it. Why would you want to start from scratch and compete against us when you could join us and have all that stuff done for you and have a full-time mentor? Whenever you need us, call us, So very worth a franchise fee to have all these things taken care of and have systems in place for routing and scheduling and everything. Yeah, it's very interesting what we're doing. It's never been done in our industry. Thank you.
I love it so much. I think it's so smart and I think it's so needed. And I really appreciate that it's super hard to get started on your own. I mean,
yeah,
having an idea is one thing. Yeah. Having an idea and the guts to do it, right? I mean, and the reason why the guts is so important is because it's so easy to fail.
Yeah.
When you're talking about a $40,000 investment, that's a lot to fail on.
Yeah. Well, not only that, the problem is people will call up a truck manufacturer and on one phone call, they're excited and they're putting a deposit down, buying a $130,000, $140,000 bin cleaning truck without any idea how to build a website, who to go to for insurance, how to do your branding, how to get a customer online. Just the ability to take a customer from scrolling on their phone to signing up for your service is a skill that most people don't have. So now you've got this brand new bin cleaning truck and no idea how to run their business. Yeah, shocker. They're failing in 12 months. Of course they are. No one told them what to do. They were just told it was going to be easy. And they're going to just show up with your truck. You got a big billboard on wheels and people are going to sign up. Yeah, you will get some customers. You will clean some garbage cans. But are you going to grow it to the point where you're paying for that truck payment, your insurance, all your overhead, and you're paying yourself so you can quit your job? Probably not. So your wife's only going to deal with that for so long, paying a $2,000 payment out of your current paycheck. And that's what happens in this industry. And then new trucks pop up all the time, barely used, with 10, 20 hours on them. I mean, that person didn't even get started and they're already selling their equipment. And that's a problem with the source of the trucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And going on yourself. It's taking the word of a salesman, I would much rather have some financial responsibility and say, I have to make you succeed, because if you fail, it looks bad on us. I'd rather be in that spot and then I can pick the people we work with and say, this guy's going to do great. Let's work with that guy.
Yeah. Yep. That's really awesome. That's really awesome. No, I appreciate it. And I like your passion too. I like how passionate you are. Passion's coming through, which is important. I think your why is important. Just the idea of helping people get more out of their current situation is a great mission. Great mission. Yep.
If I could help
people
someone
become
get out of
self-reliant.
that's
Self-reliant. Is there anything better than that?
Our guy in Antioch, Illinois, has worked for the same company, big company, for 22 years in accounts payable. 22 years paying someone else's bills all day, every day. And when he told his coworkers he was quitting, they're like, "What are you doing? Like, you're going to go clean garbage cans? Like, are you crazy?" And he goes, "I am so ready to do something else." And he jumped in. He's killing it. He goes out every day on his scooter, puts stickers on garbage cans, has it in his electric scooter in his truck. You know, if he shows up to a neighborhood and the garbage cans are still full, he puts on stickers until garbage cans get emptied, cleans those bins. Doing a great job. He's exactly the kind of drive we would want, you know? He was able to quit his corporate job. He's scared because he quit his job, but he's got the reserves. He prepared for it. He knew what he was getting into. He had the stuff set aside, but it's fun watching him do it, you know, jumping in, going out every day.
Yeah.
We helped him do it. I love it.
So great. Yeah. I love it too. Well, I think it's so super smart.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you.
So great.
Sounds like my wife brought some lunch back. My dog's trying to scratch at the door.
Oh, is that what? Yeah, my
puppy's trying to get out.
I decided to put a glass door on my office because my dog would come in and then he'd hear something and he'd want to go check out. And so I'm like, I'll put a glass door up. That way he can see it's nothing. Doesn't stop him at all. No, makes him more anxious. Now he can see, and he still doesn't know. So he's even more curious. Now we just don't shut the door.
That's funny.
I know. Well, that's it. If there's anything else, I mean, I'm so excited for you, and I'm excited for everybody who gets involved with you.
I appreciate that, man. Bin Blasters, buddy. We just want to be the Culligan of garbage. You know, if they think of dirty garbage cans, I just want the first thing to be, and that's what's happening, and that's exciting. People see us on TikTok, they see another bin cleaner on TikTok, and they tag us, like, "Hey, look, they're trying to be like Bin Blasters." Like, great, go for it, guys. It's just fun that people are starting to recognize that name, and it's working.
Yep. Oh, look, we already have somebody interested. Ralph Hidalgo is interested. Good, Ralph. Check him out. Ralph's a good guy. Ralph's actually going to be on my show soon. So check him out.
We're live
on the Housekeepers podcast. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're live.
That's
brother.
Great. That's great.
I only do this live. If I'm not doing it live, I'm not doing it. I ain't got time for this. No,
I love it.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah, live.
Well, very good, Ralph. I can't wait to hear from you, man.
Yeah, no, I truly appreciate you, Casey, and I love everything you're doing. How's your daughter, by the way?
She's great. She's here right now.
Oh, good.
Taylor.
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
Good, Taylor's up here now. She graduated high school a couple weeks ago, and so she's up here for a couple weeks. She's great.
Awesome.
She's great.
Awesome.
She'll
so great. I love seeing you both on TikTok. When I had TikTok, which I don't anymore, but I miss it.
I need to make some with her this last week. She's here.
I miss you, YouTube.
You'll be back.
I miss you, Twitter.
You'll be back.
Instagram. Facebook.
Someday.
The only social media that I've been focusing the most on has been LinkedIn, you know, because it's where most of my business is coming from. But I logged onto Facebook the other day and I had like 240 messages. I was like, oh, I should be checking these
oh my gosh.
a little more often.
Yeah, a little bit. That's funny.
What are you gonna do? All right,
thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime, please come back. Let's talk some more. And when you
I will.
Rich and famous, I want to say, hey, I knew that guy.
I wish someday.
Already rich and famous.
Thanks,
How
Ralph.
dare you? That's it. Housekeepers podcast. Go to binblasters.com. Check out the franchising opportunities over there because they are pretty fantastic. And if you haven't heard, if you've been paying attention, what did he mention? Like 3 areas in Utah, some place maybe in Nevada, maybe in, I don't know, some other place. They're not everywhere. And the opportunity
so
is
far.
literally.
Oh, the whole country is wide open. We have
how many
7 so far, and it's 7. And
right.
it's
that
not
means there's 7,418,000 left. So
exactly. The whole country is wide open. Yep. You're not
There-
going to cover
well-
the whole city of Dallas. You're going to cover a pocket of Dallas. There's a lot of pockets of Dallas. So yeah.
There's a
Wherever
lot.
you're at.
There's a lot of opportunity. A lot of
Absolutely.
opportunity. God knows. All right, that's it. Housekeepers podcast. Casey Evertsen, Ralph Peterson.